Welcome to Moonstone Update. I'm Mark Beshard, the Managing Editor of Moonstone Publications. This is an overview of some of the stories we've covered over the past week, but first please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. The 6-month window period for crypto asset FSPs to apply for authorization by the FSCA opened on Thursday. The authority has published updated licensing application forms to accommodate crypto asset FSPs. Applicants need to consider whether they should have measures in place to comply with the Financial Intelligence Center Act, as this question is asked on one of the licensing forms. Crypto asset service providers are now accountable institutions. There are still places available for Moonstone Compliance's free Fica compliance webinar on the 7th of June. This webinar is aimed at new accountable institutions that are now subject to the strict requirements of the Financial Intelligence Center Act. Our compliance experts will cover the essentials of what these accountable institutions must do. Are you mapping out your career in financial planning? Perhaps you need to obtain a foundation-level qualification to meet the fit and proper requirements. Or do you want to upskill to meet the demands of an increasingly complicated field? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Moonstone Business School of Excellence's Higher Certificate in Wealth Management is for you. MBSE is currently accepting applications to study for this accredited qualification in the second semester. The Financial Services Tribunal has ruled that the Insurance Act does not prohibit a traditional insurer from underwriting first-party and third-party risks. Abacus Insurance applied to the Prudential Authority to vary its license so that it could underwrite the non-life risks of its parent company, Pepcor, in addition to the non-life risks of third parties. The PA declined the variation application, saying the Insurance Act draws a distinction between traditional insurers and cell-captive insurers. Certain conditions must be present for a person who is employed by an FSP to be regarded as a representative who is subject to debarment, the tribunal has ruled. Standard Bank discovered that a newly recruited financial planner had withheld material information about her employment history and made a false declaration about her honesty, integrity, and good standing. The bank dismissed and then debarred her. In its decision, the tribunal set out why the planner was not a representative in terms of the FAIA Act. The Ombudsman for Long-Term Insurance issued 5 final determinations last year. One of these determinations concerned a case in which the insurer rejected a claim because the life insured died of a COVID-related illness before the underwriting process had been completed. But the Ombudsman Office found that the wording of the contract did not support the insurer's intent to exclude COVID-related claims where underwriting had not yet been completed. Sanlam Risk and Savings says its claim statistics for last year reveal patterns that highlight the importance of cover for younger South Africans. More than 70% of sickness income claims were from people younger than 45, and there was a 6% increase in disability income claims from those aged 26 to 35. All private and public bodies have until the end of June to submit reports to the Information Regulator on requests they have received to access their records in the past financial year. This is the first time the regulator has asked private bodies to submit this type of report. The report requires bodies to indicate whether the requests for information that were received were responded to within the time frame stipulated in the Promotion of Access to Information Act, and whether there were any internal appeals and the outcome of those appeals. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website, moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.